Hi, Mdrt committee. I'm Matt Anderson. And if you'd met my client Sean 3 years ago, you'd have seen a very young looking 32-year-old advisor from Philadelphia. When I asked him what his biggest block was to growing his business, he said, well, I don't like asking for referrals. I just feel like there's too many pushy people in my industry and I never want to be seen as that guy. So I said, well, what prompted you to become an advisor? And he said, well, my parents are both very successful salespeople at Xerox who spent more than they earned. And when the economy tanked and the company started losing money, my parents got downsized and couldn't find another decent job and ended up filing for bankruptcy. And then a little while after that, they ended up becoming divorced, and I had a difficult childhood. And so I guess I became an advisor because in my mind, I want to help people avoid the mistakes that my parents made. So I said, well, what type of person do you need to be in order to get comfortable asking for referrals? And he said, well, I guess in my heart of hearts, I need to believe that I'm trying to help people, not sell them something. So with that in mind, we created a power habit for him to make one specific referral ask a day. And his company goal that year was for him to bring in 20 million in assets. Because his mindset was so much more comfortable, he did the asking. He brought in over 35 million. The following year, he brought in over 100 million. And last year, the following year, he brought in even more than 100 million. And the reason I'm sharing this story is because this is the process I'd love to share at next year's Mdrt meeting. So hello again, committee. I'm Matt Anderson, and I've been coaching advisors for the last 20 years across North America, Europe, and Asia. I'm the author of this book, Fearless Referrals, and it's one I've shared the referral process on at several Mdrt meetings over the last 12 years and to Mdrt committee members. But perhaps the most painful learning lesson I had in my first 16 years was realizing that the biggest problem advisors have isn't a knowing problem, it's a doing problem. And so what I'd like to present on next June at the Mdrt is this session, 4 ways to break through to COT and TOT, and essentially provide Mdrt members the same effective process that they can work through on the day that will help them get the kind of breakthrough that Sean did, which I've sort of outlined on the screen here, is shine a light on what the block and the fear is, get clear on who you need to be, and then create this very powerful habit that you're going to do preferably on a daily basis. The results that others have got are really powerful, including from COT to TOT, but not just that, but then to repeat TOT for the last 8 years, and then numerous others that have been very compelling in terms of significant income and asset growth, again, that I know would be really helpful to Mdrt members. So I thank you for your consideration of this topic. I also want to thank you for your service to Mdrt members. It was Marianne Williamson who said, our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. And the work that you do as Mdrt committee members is definitely designed to elevate other Mdrt members and make them ever better versions of themselves. So thanks for that. And I really hope I get a chance to meet you next June.